Hello, and welcome to Hatch Small Business Spotlights, where small business owners share stories about getting started, lessons learned, and victories they've won along the way to building their businesses. I'm John from Artifact, and today we are joined by Monica Silva, the creator of Audacity Cosmetics. Monica launched her business at the age of just 16 years old, and now has seen her business grow through hard work and a fortuitous viral TikTok.
So my name is Monica Silva. I'm 18 years old and I've been running my business, Audacity Cosmetics, for less than a year now. Audacity Cosmetics is built on a meaning and a purpose. And I feel like that's why it stands out so much, because everyone sees a lot of major businesses and don't really see a lot of meaning behind them. And what makes me different is that I am a 18-year-old entrepreneur and I'm the face of my business. Just to see that, I want people to know that they can see that it's a real person behind the business.
Let's talk about that decision you made when you were 16, where you decided that you wanted to become a small business owner.
So I was taking a marketing class in high school, and I feel like that class is what led me to come to a decision that I wanted to become a small business owner. Of course, I had prior knowledge to entering marketing just because my parents are small business owners as well, and so was my godfather. And I feel like I always just kind of grew up that environment, just like making your own income, becoming your own boss. I really liked the energy from that, and I just wanted to experience that as well. So when I became, I believe, a senior in high school, I decided to take marketing again. And in my second year of marketing, I decided to start a business at first. And the thing is, in marketing, I had an amazing teacher. So she helped me with like a lot of paperwork. And later on, I started understanding what it meant to be a business owner. And I got onto the social media, like on TikTok, and I went viral. And I feel like that's where I realized that, okay, this is a career for me. And it's not just because like I went viral. It's because I worked hard to get where I wanted to be and built my brand from the ground up. And when I shared my story with people, they really liked the idea. And when that video got like more than 9 million views, I was crazed with excitement, just because I was like, wow, like this can actually be it for me. Me being so young, I still consider myself an ordinary girl from the Bay Area. I don't feel like it has changed my personality. I really enjoy making people feel happy, because not only has my brand Audacity Cosmetics helped people skincare wise, like for lips, it has motivated and inspired a lot of people to start a business of their own.
Can you talk a bit more about when you started it compared to maybe what some of your peers were doing and what made you say, I'm going to start this now, this is my time to start a business?
So in high school, I was in a very dark position in my life. It has taken a toll in so many ways, and the people around me, they were still discussing like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, or they didn't know what they're gonna do. They were talking about college, they were talking about I don't know if this career is right for me. I already knew what I wanted to do. I'd pick up my brother after school all the time, every day, well, almost every day, and I'd work 6 to 8 hour shifts at a kiosk at my local mall, and I did that like 4 days a week, every single time for like about a year. And I used the money I raised from my job to invest into my business and my idea. And of course, it was really risky because that's time and money. And it did scare my parents for a while, just because they saw a lot of things were coming to our house, a lot of packages. I was like investing into my business little by little. And that's just like the position I was when starting off. I feel that it came from a lot of wanting to do something for myself and wanting to incorporate my ideas in a way where it can help others in the future. Another aspect that I was so in my head with about running my business is like all the legal paperwork, because when I told my teacher, it's like, okay, this is getting kind of legit. A lot of people are looking at my stuff and the demand is increasing. And I was like, I kind of know what to do, but at this I don't know what to do. I just wanted more help. And I feel like my marketing teacher helped me so much. She was so helpful. And she was explaining, okay, so this is what you need. I recommend you either consider a sole proprietorship or an LLC, limited liability company or corporation. The introduction to even like running a business in general. I was learning so much all at once. And it did impact my current academic education just because I was so invested into the idea that I really wanted to build my business and grow it and expand it. And it worked out really well.
So now do you think that as someone who's experienced that mentorship, you can pass that on to other young people or other small business owners?
Yeah, I've incorporated a lot of my knowledge into my platform because on TikTok, people see me as the girl who runs her business on a purpose. But also, I love helping other people grow and prosper and love what they do career wise. And a lot of people send me messages asking me, how do you do this? How can I do this for myself? So not only did I incorporate cosmetology into my business, but also educational content as well as digital products that can help people set up their own businesses coming from a young perspective and just tell them the easy stuff in a more straight up way where they don't have to overcomplicate things and go on Google or whatever internet browser that they're using to find out how they need to properly set up a business for themselves.
So you've talked a little bit about your business having a purpose and a meaning. Can you dive into that more and talk about what is the purpose and meaning of Audacity Cosmetics?
Yeah, so I built Audacity Cosmetics off of the willingness to take bold risks. And I just feel like Audacity, that word is used in so many different ways. I wanted to use that word in an empowering way where people can say, I had the audacity to do this for myself, not because people mentioned or had their opinion on me and tells me otherwise. And the reason why I say that is because I share the content of me running my business, like the behind the scenes, so people know that this is real and that no one's trying to fool anybody with anything. And I just like sharing my accomplishments with people because Audacity is built on not only its own meaning, but on my journey itself, just because I pushed myself and took a lot of risks by just setting up my business. I've accomplished a lot within like less than a year. I went from buying lunch off of like sometimes my own money and my parents' money. And I was so scared because what if I wasn't able to afford my own college tuition? And that is something that scared me a lot because I had only just started my job when I was 16 years old. And I was like, years passed by super quick. And I was like, it's only a matter of time before I need to pay up my college tuition. And I knew I didn't really want my parents to pay for it just because they've always done so much for me and they're so hardworking. And based on how things were running out at home, I didn't want that to stress them out specifically. So I just like took like a step up and prioritized my own financial stability. And so I just put on some like big girl and just kept on working till something happened. And I was patient, and I'm very blessed to have this experience and this opportunity to even be in the position I am right now.
Can you talk more about when you were just starting and even this past year? What are some struggles you faced, maybe surprising ones you didn't expect?
I feel like some struggling moments were learning the legal side of business because I didn't want to be in any legal trouble. I knew that this was going to start off as a hobby because before even thinking about cosmetology, I had no idea what to do for my business, and I didn't know how to approach people with my business ideas. And I went from doing digital portraits to doing nails, and every idea that came my way, it just ended up failing. Another struggle was the legal part of the business. I had no idea where to get my license. I had no idea how to get my permit or trademark or patent my cosmetics. And I feel like another struggle especially was what people thought. I'm one to not always take things personal, but sometimes when I do take things personal, it's because they're things I really wouldn't do towards others. And when people see someone succeed enormously in such a short amount of time, opinions start rolling in, and they affected my mentality a few times. And I just had to keep reminding myself that I got to keep up my good attitude. I got to keep up my grind. I got to keep up my hustle because I'm doing something for myself. I shouldn't have to like build up that pressure or accept the pressure coming from the people around me who feel that they are obligated to have an opinion on me even though they don't know me personally.
Let's talk about this moment where you went viral, and how did you manage that in the right way?
When I realized that my views were rolling up and my demand was going up really, really high, I didn't have all the resources to push out my products out to the world. And what I mean by that is like ship out products. I didn't have a printer for shipping labels. I didn't have a website. I had no way of accepting payments. And so I decided to be a little bit innovative and just accept payments through social media via DM or like dark messaging. That was something so time consuming because I would have to take orders one by one and ask them for their name and their address. And I'd write it down on the actual envelope and do that all day. And sometimes my productivity was so intense that I would forget to eat. And so it was really difficult because I knew I had to limit myself to how many orders I can take through social media. Still, I was still working at my employed job at my local mall. So it was really crazy. And it's a lot of multitasking. But I felt that because the demand went so high when I went viral, I was very excited. I was worried. I was excited. I was overwhelmed with a lot of happiness. And it was all kind of scary because I'm young and I just can't really claim that, like, okay, I know what I'm doing, because the truth is I didn't know what I was doing. But it was just a matter of a hobby that I wanted to really grow into an actual business. And when I shared that story on my platform on TikTok, everyone was saying, "Oh, I think it's very inspiring that you're doing this for yourself." And I was like, maybe I can do more than just sell cosmetics, but also help others. And when I realized that my brand was growing super quick, it was also very risky for me to invest the amount of time that I did into my business because of everything happening so fast and so quick. I was not able to invest time into like my job and school. So to balance out my school and my employer job, I had to actually quit my job and take the hours that I would work from my job back into my school. So that was something very risky for me as well, because I just quit my job to fulfill my dreams and my goals into my business.
What's the next step for you in growth, and what do you have to do to get there?
So currently in my position, I've recently rebranded from creating my own sticker labels onto my product, from actually finding a manufacturer to customize my products, like my tubes for me. I'm still a residential production and everything. I'm still licensed as a residential production. But I just felt like I wanted to take another step up into how much love I put into my packaging and the work I put into my business itself in general. So I have like my own manufacturer now, and I feel like that was a really big step up into my business. And I'm currently in progress of building a new business which still complies to my current business. So I'm actually going to start a wholesale business because people have found to really, really love my formula, because it took me 13 tries to get the right formula that I like for myself. And of course, I tested my own products on myself before selling them. But people really love the formula, and I just felt that like people can use the same resources I use, or the same resources that I use to make my own formula and sell that, so people can use that to build their own business of their own. Because cosmetology, it's a lot of research, and you have to be really careful with the ingredients that you're choosing. And I felt like the most research I've done was on cosmetology, just because I really wanted to go in depth with that research and make sure that everything was safe and make sure that I understood what components are bad and good. And just starting up my wholesale business, I feel that it would be a great idea to sell those same resources towards us so they can build up their business.
What advice would you give to people looking to start their own business?
I would say the process of building your own business would be to be patient. And when someone says patient, a lot of people would mean to like, okay, start it up, set it up, and wait. But the thing is, in order to see growth, you have to keep working until you see something happen. Just because if you don't put in your 100%, you won't see 100%. So that's why I would always say just get up, put in the grind, put in the hustle. I feel that a really good tip to starting up your business at a young age would be to identify your priorities, identify your responsibilities, and lists and books and everything about writing things down or keeping notes is also key, because whatever idea comes up in your head should be written down immediately. So something that I would say for all like the young ones out there would be to just do it for yourself and just incorporate as much creativity as you can into what you want to build, because that is what's going to stand out and that is what's going to represent who you are as a person. And if you ever find yourself stuck, it's fine, it's normal, but you just have to remember that those are the moments that is going to make you you, and that is what going to help you in the future, because it's something special. Because we always have to be grateful for the good and bad moments, because it's what puts us in the positions that we are now. It's only a matter of time before us as individuals do something about it.